The morning rush hour never came. No horns echoed through steel canyons. No footsteps drummed against concrete. The last human heartbeat faded 3 days ago. A nurse in Mumbai holding a photograph of her children. Now, for the first time in 10,000 years, Earth draws a breath without us. In Times Square, traffic lights blink uselessly at empty intersections. Their mechanical rhythm the only movement in a tableau of abandoned cars. A plastic bag dances alone in the wind, performing for an audience that will never return. The greatest experiment in civilization has ended, not with nuclear fire or cosmic collision, but with absence. Pure, absolute absence. And in that void, something ancient stirs. Something patient. Something green. The first week after humanity's departure is defined not by what happens, but by what doesn't. Subway trains sit frozen mid-tunnel, their passengers' belongings scattered like archaeological fragments. Coffee cups rest on cafe tables, lipstick stains on their rims, steam long since surrendered to the air. Power grids cascade into darkness. First the East Coast, then Europe, Asia following like dominoes. Within 2 weeks, the last artificial light blinks out. For the first time since 1879, night truly means darkness. But this isn't the silence of death. It's the pause before rebirth. In Central Park, a red-tailed hawk lands on a bench where someone fed pigeons just days ago. It cocks its head, listening. No footsteps, no voices. The contract between human and nature, 10 millennia in the making, has been suddenly, irrevocably broken. Spring arrives with no one to witness it, but the seeds don't care. They've been waiting, pressed between sidewalk cracks, dormant in gutters, patient in the shadow of skyscrapers. A dandelion pushes through asphalt in Tokyo. Moss creeps across windows of the Louvre. 6 months pass. Rain finds its way through compromised roofs, pooling in office buildings, shopping centers, homes. Where water goes, life follows. Black mold spreads across ceiling tiles like storm clouds. Mushrooms fruit from bathroom walls. In Bangkok, kudzu vines begin their relentless advance. They smother cars first, turning parking lots into lumpy green meadows. Then they climb, wrapping around streetlights, telephone poles, even entire buildings. The botanical revolution is violent in its patience. Tree roots infiltrate hairline cracks in concrete. What took dynamite to build, water and wood dismantle. A sidewalk that withstood decades of footsteps surrenders to a single oak seedling. They come tentatively at first. Deer venture from forest edges into suburban gardens. Coyotes trot down the Las Vegas Strip, their paws clicking on pavement still painted with neon reflections. In Mumbai, leopards descend from Sanjay Gandhi National Park, reclaiming territories their ancestors hunted centuries ago. Within 2 years, the hierarchies reshape themselves. A pride of lions establishes territory in the suburbs of Johannesburg. Elephants from the Berlin Zoo wander the Brandenburg Gate, their trumpeting echoing off monuments to human ambition. In Manhattan, something remarkable happens. The Hudson River, no longer fighting human interference, begins to reclaim its original course. Beavers, absent for centuries, return. They build dams in Central Park's ponds, water spreads, wetlands form. The concrete island begins its transformation back into what the Lenape people once called Mannahatta, Island of Many Hills. 20 years pass. The giants begin to stumble. It starts with windows. One broken pane invites rain. Rain invites rust. Rust never sleeps. The steel skeletons that hold up our monuments begin their slow dissolution. The Chrysler Building's Art Deco crown turns orange with oxidation. The Brooklyn Bridge, an engineering marvel, outlasts its younger siblings, but even it cannot resist forever. Cables snap like guitar strings. One winter night, 50 years after the last human, it collapses into the East River with a sound like thunder. In Dubai, the Burj Khalifa stands like a massive tombstone. Sand has buried its lower floors. In the 75th year, during a violent sandstorm, it lists, leans, and falls, a half-mile of human ambition returning to dust. Each fallen building becomes a reef for life. Vines use rubble as trellises. Birds nest in collapsed walls. The cities aren't dying. They're transforming into vertical ecosystems, concrete mountains colonized by nature. Not everything disappears. In climate-controlled vaults, seeds wait. Books mostly succumb to mold and insects, but some survive. Love letters in attic boxes, children's drawings on refrigerators long since silent. The faces on Mount Rushmore stare blindly at centuries passing. The pyramids continue their patient watch. These stone testimonies will puzzle whatever next intelligence arises, monuments to a species that could reshape mountains but couldn't save itself. In a child's bedroom in Portland, a music box sits on a dresser. One day, a raccoon triggers its mechanism. For 30 seconds, a tiny dancer spins to Brahms' lullaby, performing for an audience of dust and shadow. Then silence returns, deeper having been broken. 1,000 years have passed. Manhattan is unrecognizable. Where skyscrapers stood, hills of rubble support forests of oak, maple, and hickory. The Hudson and East Rivers have merged in places, turning the island into an archipelago. Whales swim where Wall Street traded. Bears fish where bankers once lunched. In London has become wetland. The Thames spreading into countless tributaries. Paris is a forest punctuated by the Eiffel Tower's rusted skeleton, now a roost for thousands of birds. Tokyo Bay has reclaimed much of the city, creating a vast marsh where cranes dance in the shadows of Mount Fuji. The climate, freed from human interference, has found new equilibrium. The Anthropocene, that geological epoch defined by human impact, has ended. Earth has turned the page. This is not a prophecy of doom, but a mirror held to our moment. Every silent street in our vision whispers of streets that still echo with life. Every returning forest reminds us of forests we still might save. Here's the humbling truth. Earth doesn't need us. We are not its purpose or its conclusion, merely one chapter in a story billions of years in the telling. The planet that nursed us from mud to Mozart will barely pause to note our passing. It has survived apocalypses far worse than anything we could devise. Yet in imagining our absence, we discover our presence. Every moment we exist is a moment stolen from entropy, a brief rebellion against the universe's tendency towards silence. We are the only known witnesses to Earth's beauty. the only voices that can speak its wonder aloud. When we're gone, the forests will return, the rivers will run clear, and the wild will reclaim its throne. But there will be no one to see it, name it, love it, mourn it. Perhaps that's enough, to know that we were here, that we noticed, that we cared, even if imperfectly. The earth will outlive us, but for this moment, this precious, irreplaceable moment, we are its memory, its voice, its only chance to know itself.
The cities will fall. The forests will return. But today, in this heartbeat between past and future, we remain. And that, perhaps, is the most remarkable thing of all.